I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Terence Crawford is on a mission, and the boxing world is watching closely. His upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez in September 2025 is one of the most highly anticipated matchups. Though Crawford is seen as the underdog due to his smaller size,
Mike, I got to do this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. Guess when we used to having money, it's changed. Want to have money? You know, you're not accustomed to that shit, man.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
I don't know, nigga, shit. Listen, if you have money and you can't help nobody with it, what's the purpose of having it?
many experts believe he has the skill to win. Crawford's strength is often underrated. Despite starting in lower weight classes, he has proven to be powerful and skilled. Errol Spence Jr., who lost to Crawford in 2023, fully supports him. "I'll be going for Bud if he fights Canelo," Spence told Fight Hub TV. Canelo has moved up in weight before, facing light heavyweights like Sergey Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol. If he could do it, why not Crawford? A win over Canelo would be career-defining.
You know, I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for him. I'll be going for him. I mean, I
go call my friend. You know, he's been in my house, so it's hard for me to go against my own friend. I just hope both of them come out healthy, make a lot of money, and give the fans a great.
That Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for.
It's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, closer range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So,
but Canelo's experience and power make him a dangerous opponent. His counter-punching and body shots could wear Crawford down. Some question whether Canelo even wants this fight. Losing to a smaller fighter would damage his legacy. Moreover, Crawford's movement could frustrate him, as seen in Canelo's losses to Mayweather and Bivol.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, you know, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong.
him and Crawford accept to fight in Saudi Arabia, the big fight. But we, as a Real season, know how is big this fight.
Does beat Canelo. Terence does beat Canelo. Terence does prove that he's a better fighter than Canelo. Now, whose era it was, it's kind of hard to do that for Bud because obviously Canelo was on top of the sport for much longer. He was able to get any fight that he wanted.
I think he wants to make history.
It's a big fight. Well, that's to make history is worth doing it.
Yeah, I think he wants to.
Before facing Crawford, Canelo fights IBF champion William Skull on May 3rd, 2025. Crawford is watching closely, recently sending Canelo a message. Good luck in your next fight. I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion. The size difference is a major factor. Canelo, a natural super middleweight, has fought at light heavyweight, while Crawford only recently moved up to welterweight.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean, like, you know...
But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know.
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now, and he's a great fighter himself. So just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter is pretty like touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already. If we being real, I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys. I mean, well, Canelo was probably the only one, but he was going out the doors.
Crazy that, you know, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. You know, I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy, even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm gonna go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Don't want to say it's impossible for my boy Crawford, but it's one of those things where if he really wants to win against Canelo, he's gonna need to do everything. You know, you're gonna need to run uphill
in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody.
However, Crawford's switch hitting and strategic adjustments make him unpredictable. Against Spence, he controlled the fight from a southpaw stance, landing sharp, clean punches. Mike Tyson voiced concerns about the size gap. "I don't like that fight. Too much weight," he said, referencing Crawford's struggles against physically strong opponents. However, he admitted Crawford could be a real threat if he overcomes the weight disadvantage. Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult noted that Crawford gets hit more than Mayweather, who dominated Canelo in 2013.
Canelo versus Crawford, the biggest fight in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like when you're looking at Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, this is the next thing beyond that.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you know, you never know in boxing.
You think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight.
However, he reconsidered after analyzing Canelo's weaknesses, particularly his struggles against opponents who use footwork and pressure.
But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I think it was
Robinson, Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately. He wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez.
I really hate on it, but I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter.
Showbiz believes Crawford's body jab and southpaw stance could disrupt Canelo's rhythm. Promoter Bob Arum compared this fight to Manny Pacquiao's upset over Oscar De La Hoya in 2008. Like Pacquiao, Crawford's agility and stance switching could frustrate Canelo.
Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight? Who do you like?
Terence, it's
Wow.
my friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over
Yes,
Canelo.
well, Terence win, but listen, Terence, it's different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
switch hitter.
Yes.
He's a switch
Yes.
hitter. Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very, very, very smart. But feel distance and place.
Adjustments.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking exactly.
Canelo big, yeah. Canelo too. It's a good boxer, but I say Terence.
Wow.
It's a Sugar Ray Leonard Hagler type thing. I think he can go up and shock the world, but I guess we'll see, you know.
Well, maybe, you know, I think what Crawford is looking for is Manny Pacquiao De La Hoya fight.
Arum even suggested Crawford could have beaten Mayweather in his prime due to his unique ambidextrous style. Shakur Stevenson, a rising star and close friend of Crawford, believes in him. If anyone can do it, it's Crawford. While size matters, skill, strategy, and execution will decide the outcome.
Seen Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford all in the one place, and I know you put that together. You've played the game, and you put yourself in a position there to sort of create a moment. And there was a few viral moments from that in the clips outside. What's that sort of environment like for you? I get the feeling every time I speak to you, you're so locked in. Do you not feel anything when you're around everybody in the gym and you've got to do them spars?
It kind of just feel, you know, back in the day, like if you asked me this question, I probably would tell you like, oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like honestly, that's why me and like Floyd is so like close now, because it's like I'm a genuine person, and he don't like he like genuine people around. So
I think it's very difficult. Canelo got the IQ. He got the size. He got the power. Maybe. It's a very difficult fight, but I think if anybody could get it done, it's Terence Crawford.
think a lot of Canelo fans, for some reason, they know that there's no excuse. If he loses to Bud, this is a huge mark on his resume. If he beats Bud, he does beat a very accomplished fighter in his era, but there's no ready-made excuses in this.
Terence Crawford, his name keeps coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if the fight make sense.
Crawford versus Canelo could be historic. Canelo has the size and power advantage, but Crawford's intelligence and adaptability make this an even fight. If Crawford wins, he becomes the first male boxer to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes, a legacy-defining moment.
Robert, what's a smart bet on Crawford Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision.
And you have to bet.
Yes.
I say Canelo by decision.
Crawford by decision.
No, but you say Canelo by knockout or Canelo?
Yeah, no, because I'm saying that's what's gonna happen. Canelo's gonna beat him. But which one?
I don't know, man. Crawford is fucking gangster. I've always been saying, I think Canelo at the end, obviously his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over, but shit, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably gonna be 40-1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not gonna be close.
No, it's gonna be close.
3 weight class?
3-4-1. No crees?
Nah.
It's not gonna be that big of a deal. No.
When you pick the knockout? No, when you pick the knockout?
You pick a knockout. But if it's just
who wins straight out?
I think it's gonna be maybe 3-1, 4-1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2-1. Maybe 2
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
So they finally announced Ryu's fight, Gary Russell. What do you think? Not easy fight? No easy fights at this level? It's going to be, finally you guys will be, the first time you ever go on a Tank fight, right? To work a corner?
Work a corner at Tank's fight?
Tank's the main event.
Regardless of the outcome, this showdown will be unforgettable.